Conversation starts after their recommendation is made, which is at this point now. That decision won't be implemented for several years if it were to be. But again, when we talk about engaging the community, that's why we're here now, to talk about it, discuss it, whatever concerns that folks have about the reaction to that committee's recommendation, and to go forward. But the community, I don't know if they knew they were going to select that on the outset, so it was not necessarily get every representative from every high school in the city to be on that committee. That was just for IB itself. But this is the opportunity now to engage the community, to take that conversation to the next level, which is what will be the outcome for our students. As long as it maximizes achievement, as long as it provides a safe environment for the students, as long as you support that decision the proper way, as long as the decision is an equitable decision, it's an efficient use of resources. From this meeting here and the meetings that have held prior to this is the part where the community is engaged to help work with us and work with the administration to come up with an outcome.
So in the sense that the recommendation is a recommendation, but there's no pending decisions that need to be made around the IB that would give this working group time to study alternatives, to bring forward recommendations to yourself and the superintendent. I mean, there's nothing. One of the concerns has been around the working group here has been next month, all of a sudden we're going to see the incoming 9th grade's not going to be coming into Peabody, and in a sense, we weren't given enough time to really go through, given the respect that the IB committee was. A wonderful process, I want to tell you, that was given a lot. So do you see timing-wise that we're going to have time to be able to engage you and others in a planning process such with the people that are here?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead. And I just keep raising your hand because and then I'll go back to it.
Well, I have a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
Where will the children go if you close Peabody?
So if the IB recommendation would move forward quickly, what was the plan around the existing students at Peabody? Am I saying that right?
Right.
Okay. Well, unless Nancy wants to jump in here, the Peabody kids, almost none of them could be part of that, but it's in the prerequisites for the program. Is that correct?
I'll jump in. Many of them already are, and I'll turn it back to Tom. Many of the students in the Peabody feeder pattern in the data we showed last week, Peabody feeder pattern kids are in the IB program currently, so some of them would be.
That was the question. The 500 kids that are presently there, if the IB program had come over to Peabody, how many of those young people would participate?
Where would they go? And that's the point that we made before to you, that there is no decision made about that, and the recommendation would not go forward until that's just what we have to wrestle with. There's no easy solution, and if you were here,
what are the thoughts?
But see,
that's part of what the process is.
Well, I want to Mr.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sumter, hold on. Let Mr. Sumter jump in. So the answer I think that has come out, and I'll let him refer back to it, is that hasn't been thought out yet. If that was the recommendation that would be approved, it's not been figured out yet. Is that correct, Mr. Sumter?
this is the process by which we can arrive at those type of answers, to engage the community, to talk with the community first, to work with the administration, because there's technical matters. If you say you want this school or that school, or you want to do this or that, you have to take it to the administration, find out whether or not they have to modify anything within the school, what cost it might be, or something like that. They have to modify anything within the school, what cost it might be, or something like that comes back up. And then it comes to the board of directors to make a decision. But the process should occur first so that alternatives are looked at, the impacts of those alternatives, what's best for the children, does it boost achievement or not. Those are the things that you take and put into the decision-making process. Is it safe? Is it, can we afford it? Those are all the decisions that need to be made, and that conversation is starting now.
All right, how about go here and we'll go over.
The committee was able to consider those schools. Shouldn't there have been an idea of where those students, displaced students, would go?
As part of the IB
As
selection
part of that
committee,
selection committee?
As a
when-
result of that
not as a
as a
result
result of that process, because that's the decision that came out of that process. Now the dialogue occurs as to what is going to be, what's going to happen, one way or the other, whether it stays where it is, whether it doesn't move, whether it...
That was the IB selection committee recommendation was to move the program, the IB program, which nobody's denying is a wonderful program, over to Peabody. The IB selection committee is not responsible for figuring out what would happen to the existing kids in that building. They can all fix. All right. And so I'm looking back over because
just to be clear, the IB program, they're moving it from somewhere else.
from where Reisenstein is now. They're not moving. It's a recommendation from that committee that has made a recommendation to the superintendent. And ultimately, the superintendent has to shape something and bring it back forward to the board.
They started at Shenley, and Shenley closed.
These are the people that were
So
displaced
this is
from
the only
Shenley.
IB program in the...
Yes.
It's Shenley.
Okay, back over here.
It was told to me that Peabody is a possibility that Peabody is going to be shut down. Period. I want to know from you and you, is that a possibility? Why, if it is, why do you speak out about it? Come to us, who is concerned. I don't want to hear nothing from you yet.
Hold on.
You asked, you said...
I'm not finished.
Okay, we go. Your question is?
My question is, why did you come to us, the concerned citizen, taxpayer, when this came upon, and I know you knew about it, why did you come to us and let us know this is possibilities of taking shape, form, or fashion?
But I'll repeat the question in my own chair, and you can respond to it as you see fit. Is there a possibility that Peabody, as we know it today, may shut down? And the answer to that is
No.
no.
As we sit here right now,
As we know it now, there's
Peabody shutting down.
well, you have to separate facilities from people. There's 500 people in the building right now, and kids that come in through the feeder paths.
Right.
So the IB selection committee, the facility. So there's two issues here: is who's the facility service and the facility itself. So the district is saying to you, we need that building, we need that facility, because that's like what happened at the last presentation. You know, we're going to put up bike racks, we're going to open up the windows, you know, all the things the selection committee recommended. Of course, the board still has to approve on this. No, that's what the IB committee recommended at this point, was that this board is not, these three board members and the other have not voted on that yet. That's why they're here tonight, to hear concerns. So I think rather than kind of throwing it out, express a concern. Your concern is what? And ask a question. But I'm going to, Steve had his hand up over here. And oh. Well, the answer is yes.
Is there a possibility that people have to go get close? That's what I want to know.
I would say that there's a possibility of all these schools that are under-enrolled, including Westinghouse, which is dear to my heart, that anything that Peabody that I went to, of course, that as they go on, we look at the high school, Langley's another, Oliver's another one.
Yeah, but see, I got kids in the school district. I want them to have quality education. I do not want incompetent school board members or their voting patterns having my kids can't count past series because you all can't get it together. I'm letting you know that now.
All right, okay. Mr. Taylor, let's let Steve, he's had his hand up, and then Randy wants to share some of his thoughts after.